let's do an extended walkthrough of how to go through this process. I'll be as brief as I can, but there's also just going to be places where I need to go into more detail. But I will do my best to keep things moving. Okay, so the first thing you need to do, first thing you need to do is watch that video. First thing you need to do is open up your essay. So in the class notebook, it's in your section, Writing Workshops, Score Your Essay. So if you click on that link, I actually have mine open already. So I am in my section, Writing Workshop, Score Your Essay. I pasted a fake one in there. I didn't write this. Okay. Whoa. So I've got my essay open. Now I'm going to open up the PowerPoint template. This is where I'm actually going to do all my work. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's because I'm in student view. Miss Craig, get your life together. Okay, so I'm going to click the button to open up the PowerPoint template. When you do this, you want to say edit in browser. Edit in browser. I'm not actually going to edit mine in the browser because I don't want to mess up the template. However, you can. I'm going to do mine over here. So first things first, read the instructions. You've already opened our essay. I'm going to follow every instruction in here, and I'm going to actually take my time on this and put some thought into it. If a slide has this purple magnifying glass, that means I need to go to my notebook and look at my essay. If it has this blue treasure map where you are going to the X, that means I'm scoring something. I need to move the magenta circle onto the score I believe I earned. And then when it has the green little sapling growing, that is a chance for me to reflect on how I've done and how I can grow. Okay? Moving forward. Go read your essay. You can pause the video and come right back. Now that you've read your essay, the first thing you need to focus on is your essay needs to focus on the prompt, the best way to learn new things. If it is not about the best way to learn new things, that's a 0. Or if you didn't write anything. Now, go through and see, so did every single sentence of my essay focus on that? Maybe just most of my essay? About half of my essay? Did I kind of start talking about it and then get off track? So pick the one that suits you best. I'm going to say I'm a 75%, right? Well, actually, I guess if I were doing this the right way, I would go here and I would read. And honestly, that will take too long if I do that. So then I'm going to highlight my thesis statement in my introductory paragraph. So I'm going to come to the Draw tab and choose the highlighter. And I'm going to use green because I like green. Learning can come in many ways, shapes, forms, and fashions. Sometimes learning new things can mean being taught your multiplication tables. Other times it can mean realizing you should tie your shoe before you start running. In my opinion, the best way to learn new things is by learning from your mistakes. So that is the thesis statement right there. Okay, so I've highlighted my thesis statement. Does it have a topic? Yes. It said the best way to learn new things is, it has the position by making mistakes or learning from your mistakes. It doesn't really go into 2 reasons. So that one has 2 out of 3. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 3. If your thesis has the best way to learn new things is blank because blank and blank, then that would be a 4. Let's move on. Now I want to look for my topic sentences. So I'm going to go back to my essay. Making mistakes might seem bad at the time you do them, but but later they can be learned from. Okay, so that's a topic sentence. Whoa. And then down here, let's see. Oh, this essay only has 3 paragraphs, so I just have the one topic sentence. Okay, I'm going to work with what I've got, right? Do your topic sentences focus only on the R1 and R2 of your thesis, not examples. So you shouldn't be jumping straight into in Jurassic World, blah, 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 blah. Nope. Focus first on your reason that you gave in your thesis. Do you separately address reason 1 and reason 2? So the body 1 paragraph should be focused only on, the topic sentence should be only about reason 1. And then the body 2 paragraph, the topic sentence should be only about reason 2. And do those topic sentences expand on those ideas in more detail? Don't just say word for word what you said in your thesis. If you did, then look, if you're just repeating the words in your thesis, give yourself a 2. If you have topic sentences that are not examples and they focus on the reasons, but like maybe one is really expanding on reason 1, and then maybe your second paragraph, maybe you're just repeating yourself, you can give a 3. If you nailed all 3 of these, go ahead and give yourself a 4, okay? So let me look at this essay. Making mistakes might seem bad at the time you do them, but later they can be learned from. I would say that person did these things, but they didn't really have R1, and they only have 1 body paragraph, so I'm going to give them a 2 on this one. All right, body paragraphs. Now, if this person had 2 body paragraphs, then I would want to score those. I would be looking at both of those individually, but this one only has 1. So, carefully reread and examine both of your body paragraphs beyond the topic sentences. So go ahead and read your body paragraphs right now. You can pause the video and come right back. Welcome back. Let's score them. So when you're looking at this, you want to look at each body paragraph. Each body paragraph, in addition to that topic sentence we just looked at, should provide 1 detailed example from helps. A person or event from history, something from entertainment like a movie, TV show, or other popular video game, literature, a book or a short story. Skip personal experience. Well, you might be able to work personal experience in, or sports and science. That example needs to actually help explain or illustrate the topic of the paragraph. So the topic sentence, if it's saying that it's important that you can learn from your mistakes, then the example should be something that clearly shows someone who made a mistake and then learned from it, okay? And then it needs to end with a sentence that directly states how the example connects to the topic, okay? So I'm going to go look at my I don't believe that this body paragraph really has a very specific helps example. And and they only have 1 body paragraph. I'm actually going to give them a 1 on this. I don't feel like they gave a really specific example to help themselves. I mean, they talk about a project, but they're just saying, or you'll get a low grade, but talk about a specific project. Like in my science class, we did a project on the lunar cycle, and I waited until the last minute to do it, and I got a failing grade. I learned from my lesson to, like that would be a specific example. Have a look at your introduction. Go read your introduction again. You can pause it. I'll wait. All right. As you're looking at your introduction, you want to look for 3 things. The hook, that's the first sentence. Learning can come in many ways, shapes, forms, and fashions. That's good. I like that one. Okay. Then you need a bridge. That is a sentence that either explains what you meant in your hook or kind of connects this initial idea with the getting down to business thesis idea. So that their bridge is sometimes learning new things can mean being taught your multiplication tables. Other times it can mean realizing you should tie your shoe before you start running. It's a cute little bridge. I think they did a pretty good job on their introductory paragraph. I do wish they had added 2 reasons to their thesis. So on this one, your introduction needs an interesting hook, but not your thesis. Your thesis does not count as a hook. This person did a great job of that. They definitely bridged their sentence to the thesis, and they even made it interesting and funny with the comment about the shoelaces, and they have a strong thesis statement at the end. I'm going to give them a 3. I know this focuses on making the hook awesome, or I'm also considering, because their thesis statement isn't as strong as I would like, I'm going to give them a 3. Whoa. But they have a great hook and a great bridge. If they had a stronger thesis statement, I would have given them a 4 on this. Your conclusion, highlight your thesis statement in the conclusion paragraph. Okay, so I'm going to go back. Remember, you're supposed to have your thesis again at the end. This is how think of it like a sandwich. You've got bread on both sides. Well, in an essay, you've got a thesis on both sides. Wrong choices and mistakes are a great way to learn new things, whether it's your mistake or not. There you go. They did it.
Go Melon.
That's Austin. Yes, they paraphrased their thesis. And that's the thing is, do not repeat your thesis. You want to paraphrase it. You're saying the same ideas, but expressing them in different ways. Then you need to briefly sum up your examples. That can be as simple as saying 2 exemplary or 2 fantastic examples of this are seen in Harry Potter and the movie Rocky, right? It really is that simple. Don't overthink it. You can be taught many lessons and learn how to make right choices even though the wrong thing was done originally. Yeah, that does actually tie in with their body. Mistakes aren't as bad as people think. Okay. They've got all 3 things. I wouldn't say that they dropped the mic necessarily, but they've got an ending. I'll go ahead and give them a 3 on their conclusion. Oh my gosh, Miss Craig. Okay. And then the last thing is look at grammar and mechanics. So you want to take a look at your spelling, punctuation, capitalization, and grammar. Here are some tips. Look up words that have more than 5 letters. So when you go back to your essay, things I would look up on this one are multiplication, realizing. People misspell that a lot. Taught, I see people misspell that word quite often. This is correct, but I do see it misspelled quite a bit. They have the word mistakes in here a lot. It's spelled correctly, but consequences, that's one I would look up. Different. So you get the idea. Look up words. Take your time with it. Let's see. Read it out loud to see where you stumble over awkward phrasing or to catch missing words or repetition. For instance, if you read this essay out loud, listen to making mistakes might seem bad at the time you do them, but later they can be learned from. Valuable lessons can come from mistakes. That's mistakes twice. And bad choices. And the consequences may seem bad. Ooh, bad, bad. But in the end, they help because the bad consequences remind you not to make that mistake again. That's my third mistake and my third bad. And oh my gosh, and that's one big sentence. That's a run-on. If you've got a sentence going 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, take a look at it. You probably need to break it into 2 separate sentences. They could have ended with, and the consequences may seem bad, period. Take out but. However, comma, in the end, comma, they help because, right? Little conjunctive adverb action. So there are lots of different types of mistakes. That's 4. 5. 6. So they have mistakes 6 times in this one paragraph. They also have different a bunch of times and bad. So as the author, I'd be looking at this going, yikes. I do have a lot of repetition. And I've got some run-on sentences. Definitely not a 4. That would be if you accidentally misspelled a word here or there, maybe skipped a word or but somebody with a 4 is not forgetting to use punctuation. They don't have lengthy run-on sentences. A 3, you might have a run-on sentence in there, but even with the errors you have, your meaning is still clear to your reader. Okay, so you have more errors than a 4, but not so many that it makes it hard to read. A 2, oh my gosh, speaking of having errors, many errors that disrupt Miss Craig. Oh my gosh, so many errors. Miss Craig! Oof. Okay, I'll try to fix that. I have many errors that disrupt the reader's experience. I wouldn't say that the errors in this disrupt my experience. They've got really good spelling. A run-on sentence isn't really gonna break the bank. If you have so many errors that even you are having trouble remembering what you wrote, you got a 1. So I'm gonna give this person a 3 on that, okay? And here, on this last slide, I want you to reflect. So you're gonna type in this box. You can keep this text or delete it. I'm just going to keep going down here. So overall, how would you score your essay? Overall, I would score this essay with I'd give it a 2 probably. What were your strengths? This author... blah, 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 blah. So go on through and address every single one of these questions. Okay, I'm not going to do the whole thing because I'm trying to make this video as short as possible. So go through every step, take your time, really give it some thought. And yes, you can absolutely ask your parents for their help or input. The more the merrier. Have a great weekend, guys.
It's Batman.
I love Batman. Bubba, do you want to say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Good job.